Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introducing us from Group 2. Here we will present and explain about the journal on the analysis and tool development of the long-term evolution cell planning. Okay, let's get started. At chapter 1, you can scroll it, Andika, in chapter 1. In this chapter 1, we will explain the passage accurately describe the relationship between cell size and network performance in LTE. This divided by 3 points. At first point is LTE and cell size. LTE networks rely on base station or eNode BS with radio cells to provide coverage. And the second is balancing coverage and capacity. This explains about the ideal network balance coverage or signal strength reason user and capacity. And this divided by 3 additional points. And the first is smaller cell, and the second is wider bandwidth, and the last is advanced technique. And the last point is key takeaway. The number of cells needed in an LTE network depends on the specific requirement for coverage, capacity, and user experience. There's no one size fit all answer, and network planners must consider various factors to optimize the network. And then we next to chapter 2, with the point is mathematical model. In this chapter 2, we will explain the provide equation over a mathematical model for determining the number of cell NC needed in an LTE network based on both coverage and capacity requirement. Here's the breakdown. There are 6 points. At the first is overall NC or equation 1. It takes the maximum value between the number of cells required for coverage, NC due to coverage, and the number of cells required for capacity. And the next is NC for coverage for equation 2. This calculates the number of cells needed to cover the entire area. And number 3 is cell coverage area for equation 3. This calculates the area covered by a single cell. And number 4 is cell radius or equation 4. This find the minimum usable radius based on limitation in either downlink and uplink on communication range. And the number 5 is NC for capacity or equation 5. This calculates the number of cells needed to handle the desired network traffic. And the last is link NC for capacity or equation 6. This explains about the calculate of number of cells needed for a specific link based on capacity. All this mathematical model provide a valuable tool for initial cell planning in LTE. It helps determine a baseline number of cells needed to meet both coverage and capacity requirement. For the next point, we will present about in area.
Okay, I will present about chapter 3 is coverage planning. In coverage planning, we obtain estimation of the number of cells required to fulfill the coverage goals, considering the restriction and limitation of the radio link. Figure 1 illustrated the framework for LTE network coverage planning. And 3, the framework was based on calculating the link budget and the proper propagation model for both uplink and downlink. It uses input data from the environment and process it to find the proper insight to be carried out on the network or create MNO decision support system. Then put data system input user equipment or UA and other data will be discussed in this paper. A refueling budget. Refueling budget includes the calculation of all gains and loss in the signal power during the propagation in the radio medium from the transmitter to the receiver to come up with the maximum allowable fat loss acceptable by the system. This is next is uh, tolling system data. This data include the next model FDD or TDD, the operating band for LTE bandwidth and bandwidth efficiency, channel model, the cluster type, and the cyclic prefix size, taking into consideration that enlarging the bandwidth is a double-edged sword because it brings capacity enhancement and coverage degradation for the cell at the same time. Using larger bandwidth increase the number of available resource block and then increase the data rates in the cell. Effective bandwidth is the part of the bandwidth which is usage transmission, where the other part is an inoperative spectrum used as a protective margin on both sides of the band. There are four main cluster types. There's urban, suburban, and rural. As type differs in the average building height, the distance between buildings, and the density of the buildings. System parameter also concerned with determining the conditions of the multi-path channel like and then delay spread and Doppler spread described by Foreman multi-path channel model. Extend pedestrian A, IPA, extend vehicular A, EVA, extend typical urban E2, U, and high-speed train or AST. All software support the channel models IP5 Hz for a mobile station moving within the span range of 2 to 7 km per hour and E2 70 Hz for the span range to 8 into 102 km per hour. And then this cover planning block diagram and start tooling budget and then map to cal coverage area to total area or cell area and then number of cells and the n. Antenna gains. Receive and transmit antenna gains in no depth and UA express the antenna quality in converting the power to radio electromagnetic radiation in a certain direction. We assume that the UA antenna does not add any gain to the link budget. This assumption is reasonable due to randomness of the receive signal on uplink. DMA can increase the uplink coverage and balance it with the downlink coverage. And then receive thermal loss and noise gain. Okay, the next presented Habib Gumelar.
In here is chapter 4. The chapter 4 is capacity and capacity planning. Chapter 4 is capacity planning. And the capacity planning is aimed to calculate the number of required cells to fulfill the desired data rates in the network. The network is a throughput is the sum of the throughput required by all network subscribers. Single user average throughput is a traffic model describe the general group behavior of the network subscriber using the two factors, the target number of session establishment attempts in the BASI hour or BHSA and the traffic penetration ratio or TPR. The real-time gaming are targeting limited section of the subscriber. Phone call service are targeting all subscribers. The control overhead is the percentage of the resource element. The resource element used for reference and synchronization signals and broadcast and control channels. And the next chapter is my friend will be presented by my friends.
Okay, thank you. Here in chapter 5, we are talking about software implementation and results. In this chapter, the authors use Seacrest programming language and a tool so that the calculation can be automatically determined or done. There are several screen captures, just like here on figure 3. It is about system parameters. It shows us about the general specifications like bandwidth in megahertz and then downlink, uplink, also cell edge throughput in kilobit per second. And on figure 4, it is about the physical antenna parameters or UNIT parameters. As you can see, it is the specifications of the antenna, just like here. There are transmitter and receiver gain in dB, and then the power in dBm, and process which classified into connector loss, jumper loss, and TTA insertion loss. On figure 5, it is about the service providing parameters. There are 10 services from VoIP, video phone, video conference, real-time gaming, streaming media, IMS signaling, web browsing, file transfer, email, and P2P file sharing. On the next figure, figure 6, it is the quality of each service mentioned or told in percentage value. On figure 6, it is the coverage calculation. Actually, this is the illustration to the coverage in hexagonal shape, 3 hexagonal shape. on figure 8, it is about the other parameters like penetration loss in dB, in decibel, and then cell edge probability, standard deviation, downlink and uplink implementation margin, and beamforming gain. The next is the result table. You can see that there are two main category, PDSCH and PUSCH, with several specifications or parameters. This is the result of the planning tool. Then by the entire or the overall article, we have a conclusion that this paper describes the design approach and its implementation in a user-friendly planning tool that helps mobile network operators to estimate the number of 4G base stations needed to cover different types of areas with any capacity. And there are several upgrades also, such as modifications, tests, and experiments, which remain for the next phase of the research work. Okay, I think that's all for the role of mine. I'm giving back to Admiral Kevin as moderator. Thank you.
Okay, I will continue to closing. That's the presentation and explain from group 2. If there are any mistake, we apologize profusely. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.